This is Roger signing in
for the BFN, the Business Financial Network. Today on Stock Radar, we're keeping you informed on unexplored brand new asset classes and emerging issuers in the world's market. The commodity sectors have been extremely bullish recently. Even our free private trading club has noticed since last October 2021, members have been alerting our community to this material's 9-year high. While mainstream media focuses on oil, which drivers are painfully pumping for, there's an elephant in the room, where these same rocketing oil and natural gas prices have revealed how attractive, in comparison, alternative energy sources really are. The recent war between Russia and Ukraine exhibits how geopolitically fragile developed nations' supply of fossil fuels truly are, as they seek independence from the few countries that typically supply both. In the US alone, most aren't aware, the Office of Nuclear Energy in 2019 reported they avoided over 476 million metric tons of carbon dioxide emissions, equal to removing 100 million cars off the roads. Since this company's IPO less than 2 years ago, it has exploded over 500%. As always, all the information being shared is for entertainment and educational purposes. We here at the BFN are not licensed financial advisors, and no past performance guarantees future gains or losses. To keep on winning, though, you got to keep on watching. We appreciate your time here at the BFN, and we encourage you to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to hit the bell for alerts. Uranium Royalty Corp. Symbol UROY on the NASDAQ in the US, and symbol URC on the TSX Venture in Canada, is the first and only pure play uranium royalty company that owns and manages a portfolio of geographically diversified uranium interests, including royalties, streams, debt, and equity investments in uranium companies, as well as physical uranium transactions. In the very capable hands of Chairman Amir Adnani, founder of both Uranium Energy Corp and Gold Mining Inc., which we covered last month, he has been able to attract major investments from Altius Resources, Mega Uranium, Marin Katusa of KCR Fund, Extract Capital, Rick Rule, Eric Sprott of Sprott Global, Doug Casey, and Commodity Capital, some of the world's most renowned resource investors and experts. Let's hear from Mr. Adnani himself from last July, just before the bull run, as Uranium Energy Corp owns 20% of Uranium Royalty.
Hi, I'm Amir Adnani, President, CEO, and founder of Uranium Energy Corp. What a difference a year makes. A year ago, our stock was trading over $1 a share. Today, we're over $3 a share, up over 200% year over year. But if I look back at our journey over the last 15 years, when uranium was hated, our company was aggressively acquiring resource stage projects, pounds in the ground, fully permitted projects, literally for 10 cents on the dollar, and growing the big resource base that we have. Earlier this year, when uranium as a physical commodity was still out of favor, we went out there and acquired over $70 million of physical uranium and warehoused it in the US and added it on our balance sheet. Some of these opportunities will never be seen before and will never be seen again as we enter this next bull market for uranium. There are two global megatrends taking place at the exact same time right now that have profound implications for decades to come. We're talking about decarbonization and electrification of the way we commute and how transportation works. Both these megatrends require tremendous ability for our world to generate carbon emission-free electricity. In fact, the latest estimates by the IAEA shows that electricity demand is set to double over the next 30 years. This incredible demand growth profile on electricity is the main driver of interest, renewed interest around nuclear power. Nuclear power's ability to combine size, base load, which is around the clock electricity generation at a low cost, and most importantly, emission free, has generated interest from people like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, who have announced plans to build an innovative microreactor in the state of Wyoming, to states throughout the emerging markets, from China to the United States. And as we see pledges from countries and companies to go net zero with carbon emissions, this is a paradigm shift in the way the energy markets will work for decades to come.
Wow. As you can see, investors are in good hands. When we look at the underlying asset, the catalysts that support uranium royalty in the coming years include the U.S. interest in domestically produced uranium with strategic reserve budget of over $1.5 billion over the next 10 years for domestic production of uranium, green energy initiatives including nuclear power, a mandate to generate 100% net zero emissions by 2035, an increased concern in national security as Far East regions are catching up in the capacity for nuclear energy solutions. Even as investor interest in uranium surged, exports were still concentrated geographically. Over 2/3 of the world's uranium production originates from just 3 countries: Kazakhstan, Canada, and Australia. The US imports over 90% of the uranium purchased by US commercial nuclear reactors is from outside the US. And most recently, on Fortune magazine, it states that the US again imports 90% of its uranium it uses as fuel. And additionally, almost half of America's total uranium imports come from Russia and its allies, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Data of current climate change CO2 emissions in comparison with other forms of green energy solutions prove that nuclear energy is fundamental based on power generation output per gigawatt. Nuclear fuel is extremely compact, as all of the nuclear fuel produced by the US over the last 60 years can fit on a football field with less than a 10-yard depth. When we take a closer look at the business model, investors gain direct exposure to uranium prices without the operating costs and concentrated risk associated with exploration, development, and mining of uranium. Uranium royalty is ready to meet the needs of the government and consumers with a royalty and in-stream business model that has the potential to reward investors. Uranium royalty pays the holders a percentage of the minerals produced and associated. Uranium stream arranges the purchase of mined uranium at an exchange for payments at a preset price for metal delivery. Uranium royalty benefits investors from 6 streams in its business model. With that being said, uranium royalty is fully prepared to petition the government to mine uranium independently to enhance national security and in turn reduce its reliance of foreign uranium imports. Uranium prices move more than gold and silver due to the tight global supply, and from 2001 to 2007 experience a price increase of more than 3,500%. Let's take a closer look at uranium royalties chart as we first alerted our community in early September 2021, And as you can see, there's been a lot of order flow in terms of volume and price action since. And most recently, we alerted our community on April 5th, 2022. And as you can see here, on April 6th, UROY took a dip below $4 and then last week experienced price action and topped out at $4.50. So congratulations to all of our BFN private trading chat members on Telegram. Uranium is the cleanest green energy solution, as the Biden administration has bipartisan support to drive its independent green energy initiative. With the demand for more electricity globally, uniquely structured investment vehicles like uranium royalty potentially can give investors more exposure to this limited green energy solution that's in demand more than ever before. Please note, all the information being shared here is for entertainment and educational purposes. We here at the BFN are not licensed financial advisors, and no past performance guarantees future gains or losses. This is Roger, signing off for the BFN, the Business Financial Network. Stay blessed.